Greetings, humanity, and welcome to Channel Other Doc. I am Jim. I use he/him pronouns, and this is our short campaign of Blades in the Dark. This is a fantasy game by John Harper about a crew of shady characters operating in a haunted industrial-era city that sits under a blanket of perpetual night. We'll go around and say hi to everyone, find out who they are and who they're playing, starting with Speedy. Hello.
Hello, I am Speedy, they, he pronouns, and I am playing as our little lurk, Grift.
Excellent. And now we will head over to Noctua. Hello.
Hello. I'm Noctua, she, her. Today I am playing Weaver, who is our spider. Also she, her.
Excellent. And now we will head over to Hollow. Hello.
Hello, I'm Hollow, and I'm playing our harm-loving cutter. This one. He, him pronouns for both of us.
A purveyor of harm.
Yes. A harm assist, if you will.
Excellent. And tonight I am playing the recently graduated to PC temporary character Greg, who is also uses he him pronouns and uses the homebrewed playbook The Wheel, which, as it turns out, is a pretty freaking great playbook.
I know.
But before we hand things over to our GM, just as a reminder, you may see us use safety tools from time to time. Like we do with the other games on this channel, we're going to be using the X card, the N card, and the O card. If we hit something that's crossing a line for one of us, any of us can type an X in the Zoom video chat or anywhere else, hold up a card, make an X symbol, and we'll back up and do something else. If something happens that we're okay having in the game, but we don't want a graphic description of it, we can type an N in the Zoom chat and we'll fade to black on it or put it behind a veil, so it'll be there, but we won't go into detail. Finally, if we're exploring a topic or an area of roleplay that's particularly intense for us, but we want to keep going anyway, we can put an O in the chat to let us know we're okay and that we're all good to keep piling on the drama. Something else we can do is put an O with a question mark after it when we're moving into a difficult topic, or if we say or we do something and then think, maybe that might have been a little too much. Then everyone else can respond to that, again with an X, an N, or an O to let us know if we're still doing okay. We're also using the pause. If any of us needs to take some time, we can ask for a pause in the game while we discuss things, or just take a break for as long as anyone needs. Just a few content warnings. This game may contain references to violence, darkness, law enforcement, crime, betrayal, deceit, and the supernatural. If you want to see that anytime, you can type !Blades CW while you're watching on Twitch in the Twitch chat, and that will pop up. That will also show up regularly on rotation, as you can see in the screen there. So that will show up periodically. Finally, please remember that we have an open door policy, which means that any of us and any of you can feel free to step away from this at any time if we need to. It's just a game, and mental health is always more important. But now we shall hand things over to our illustrious GM, Brian. Hello.
Hello, I'm Brian. My pronouns are he, him. And so when we left off, we were just about to start the new score. The engagement roll did not go particularly well for our scoundrels. So if I recall correctly, it was this was a stealth mission. Is that right? Were you doing stealth? So the thing that we sort of determined, but I'm going to need a little more detail, is the point of infiltration. And more to the point, who's doing it? I don't need to know where everyone is at the beginning, but I need to know where at least one of you is at the beginning. What was the plan, and who's in the middle of it is pretty much the question here.
I feel like the plan was to kind of blend in with the crowd, so like,
okay,
point of infiltration was the front door.
This right? Okay. In that case, so what you have discovered is that there is a whole lot more security here than you have been led to believe was going to show up. Thistle specifically, you recognize one of them. You remember that guy you knocked out?
Oh,
yeah, he's here.
Well, all right. Looks like he's back for his prescription dose.
Not yet. Not yet.
As far as you know, he hasn't spotted you yet. In fact, you're almost positive he hasn't spotted you yet. You feel like if he'd spotted you, he'd just be coming after you. So,
Okay. Well, luckily our little buddy here said not yet, so soon.
okay, fair enough.
Got prescriptions to fill.
A doctor of harmology.
Yes. The doctor is in.
So yeah, the relic has not been brought out yet, but you've been led to understand that it will be. Specifically, the one that you're trying to get, the mummified hand. There's buzz around the congregation. Okay, so you guys did manage to gather information both from asking around and from observing this actual chapel. And this is easily twice as many people as you've seen show up to a service here. So there are a lot more people in the congregation. It is literally standing room only. Also, there's a lot more obvious security guards. Speaking of being obvious, we need to get everyone's load before we go too far into this. So,
Light.
okay. hence the infiltration attempt. Okay, gotcha.
I guess normal.
Which for Thistle is light. So it just feels like
I feel naked.
You do still look pretty dangerous.
Oh yeah,
crap.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Weaver's also going light.
Okay.
I think there's the stuff that doesn't occupy load, she's just taking all of that stuff. Yeah, but the rest of her load is unassigned at the moment.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I think I can do light because I can also stow things on the vehicle.
That's true.
According to the playbook.
Yeah. You have to get to or be on the vehicle, but yes, you can.
That's important.
You can stow things on the vehicle. All right.
I can
So
stow 3 load on it.
So let's see. Right now, I think I need both Grift and Thistle to make attempts to blend in.
Okay.
Choose your approach to that. And since you started off in a desperate situation, this is going to be a desperate roll. It'll be desperate standard, which means in this particular case, if you manage to do it, you'll do it reasonably well. But if you get a really low score, it's going to go catastrophically bad. So you're on a knife edge here.
Right.
So it's desperate, and what's the effect?
Standard.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you manage to do it, you'll be okay.
I guess I'm gonna prowl around.
Okay.
Just keeping a low hat, even though I'm big and bulky. Just you can't see me clearly.
Yeah, you're standing like a head taller than everyone else in the crowd.
Right. There's only a few people as big as you, and one of them is one of the ones you're trying to avoid.
Okay. Let's see here. Desperate.
And keep in mind, you can do things to bump it up. You can push yourself. You can ask for a devil's bargain on a desperate roll, which is never a bad idea. That's
I'm gonna take 2 stress about it. I'm
You're gonna give yourself an extra die on that one. Okay,
yeah.
I'm just gonna go for it.
just go for it.
Raw dog this prowl. Nailed it.
Oh, you did actually. Okay. All right. Right. So the good news is that neither of you failed it. In fact, yeah, Grift has just managed to hide particularly well. Thistle. Okay, so Thistle, in this particular case, I'm just going to start a clock. You're blending in, but the clock is. We need to name this guy that you knocked out, but because it's going to be.
Can he be Harold?
Okay, good. It's Harold. The clock is Harold spots Thistle. We're going to do that. Let's see. Let me get that started. And Harold is actually going to be pretty good at his job. It's only going to be a 4-segment clock. So let me get in there. Where is it? Sorry about that. Here we go. All right.
I think as I sort of walk in through the crowd, I realize that everyone here is taking off their hats because this is a church.
Oh yeah.
And I am initially hesitant to, but as I look around and see everyone doing it, I feel like I have no choice. As I pull it off, I realize my lack of ears is exposed. And I feel like I get a few stray looks, but I'm keeping it under wraps. People are being polite about it for now.
The advantage that you have is that not only is this Duskfall, it's a particularly poor part of Duskfall.
Yeah.
So you're not the only one of your countrymen here. So although. Yeah, so like the other ones are getting looks too, but not,
Yeah. I don't stand out. I definitely look unique. If there were anyone around here who would recognize me, they would recognize me.
Right.
But I haven't been seen by any of these people before, so it's fine.
That is exactly true. Okay, so yeah, both of you have managed to blend in. And I'm assuming that you're waiting for the relic to actually show up, which it has not yet. So that means we need to check in with the other two. Let's go for Weaver next. What is Weaver doing right now?
I think Weaver is probably. Oh, okay. Here's another stupid idea. Can Weaver be like an altar server? She's got that fine cover identity.
Okay, yes. I will remind you that the bishop you've already fooled into thinking you were someone else is here.
Oh.
But I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just telling you that's what's going to go wrong if anything goes wrong. Because the bishop is like, wait a minute.
You were somebody else yesterday.
Yeah. The bishop is very busy right now, and your cover identity and your disguise ability are both quite good. So you can do it. You could be up by the altar.
I kind of want to try.
Okay, go for it. I honestly, I told you this hoping you would say yes, because come on.
It would be hilarious. Like no matter what happens,
Either
it'll be
way,
funny.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So the intention is that generally the altar servers are the ones that are like bringing stuff to and fro.
Right.
Like the important stuff. So there is a chance that Weaver will simply be handed the relic to bring from, staging ground to altar and back and forth.
All right,
That would
tell you
be
what,
great.
let's do that. Let's make a roll to see if you've managed to put yourself in the right place.
Yeah.
So whatever you think that would be.
I could see either potentially finesse or sway as a
Yeah, it depends on your approach. Yeah, you're right.
of like either it's like consorting with the rest of the altar service and be like, mate, can I switch with you? Do you mind? Or like yeah, I don't know.
It's your
One of
call.
these.
But yeah, how do you what is your opinion of how Weaver would approach this? Yeah, that's really it.
Yeah. Ooh, how about this? To the rest of the like potential participants up by the altar, she'd be like, uh, this is my first time in this chapel. Do you mind if I just scooch over there? I don't want to be the center of attention. And just like swap with someone to
Okay.
put herself in the position that she wants.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna call that sway.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah,
Okay.
make the roll. We'll see how that plays out.
All right, so we start desperate.
In this case, yeah, let's go ahead and do desperate for this one too.
Okay. And standard?
Yeah, just desperate standard.
Okay. And I don't think there's any bonus dice on this roll. So.
Unless you want to make some, you could push yourself. You could get a devil's bargain.
What stress do I have?
That is a good question. How much stress do you have?
I have 4 stress.
That's not a whole lot, although it's.
Let's try. I will push myself for that extra die.
Okay, so add 2 stress and give yourself the bonus die.
All right, here we go.
Oh, you critted it. Wow. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
These dice, man.
That was worth 2 stress. All right. So, holy crap. Yeah. Okay. You've put yourself in the right place. You are convinced you're in the right place. More to the point, because you went to it from a sway point of view. Everyone believes you just come in from some other temple. So, in fact, they're convinced, maybe because of your accent, that you're from the temple, from the main, from the cathedral. So they're treating you with I mean, you're all at the same rank, but they're treating you with a little extra respect for that reason. It's like, oh, this one came from the big house. Okay.
Probably someone important.
Yeah. That's it. That's exactly what they're thinking. All right. Well, I'll get back to you. Let's check in on Greg.
No. Yeah. No, Greg is Greg is trying to position himself outside to be in the right spot to be able to get away, as that is his function.
Indeed, it is.
I guess one question. So let's see. This is in Dunslough. Is this so? If this block is how big is this block?
Dunslough's a fairly cramped area, so you've got it's just like houses and a hodgepodge of different sorts of architecture from every era of the empire, all just kind of crammed together. So the streets are narrow. It's like trying to drive in Boston.
Oh, great!
And yeah, and which means there is. Whereas you would have a pretty expansive courtyard in front of a chapel, it's much, much smaller here.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's going to come in handy. But sorry, go ahead.
Okay. If you're just trying to be in a good position, you don't really need to roll for that. You can get where you need to be.
Yeah. My thought is to be, well, there are a lot of people.
Right.
And so the couple of key things, actually more than a couple. So there are like 3 key things I can currently think of that
Among the
in
key
positioning
things.
here. Among the key things, we have so it has to be pointed in the opposite direction of the crowd.
Okay.
That's one thing. 2 is it needs to be, I think, if possible, they're going to move this thing, right? Is that the idea? They're supposed to bring it out and move it, or no?
No. The idea is they're actually just going to bring it out to the like into the chapel, and then they will do something involving the relic.
Oh, I see.
And then they'll take it back to its
Okay.
its hiding place.
Okay, so they don't plan to bring it outside at all.
Twigged.
That's,
Right.
that's not in their current plan. That's not their plan anyway.
That's not
okay.
their plan. No.
That's not their plan. Okay,
Yeah.
good. So actually that brings it back down then. So the thought is that it just basically needs to be pointed away from the crowd toward an area as open as he can get. And it's going to be hard to find an open area right now.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Open is relative, but you can, yeah.
But so it's going to be just somewhere where I'm near an entrance. And remember, I talked to someone about how they delivered this thing before.
Right, you did,
so,
yeah.
As long as I'm near an entrance, it doesn't have to be the main entrance. And pointed away from the crowd.
Actually,
that's all it is.
And again, you won't need to roll for this because all of you have scouted the area out. And thanks to Thistle knowing where it was originally kept, and you having, well, all of you actually having figured this out, we're not even going to be specific about where you are. When it comes time, we'll see if you're at the right entrance. I think is what we're going to do, if you see what I mean. But right now,
let them know where I was going to be, but just in case.
Yeah, we'll see how this plays out.
Yeah,
okay, that'll work. I like that. But right now, you are exactly where all of you agreed that Greg would be. So
excellent. Yeah. So no. Yeah. So basically, it's just making sure I'm in position, and I'm doing the thing where I will drop the. I imagine there's like a little flag or something that raises up or that I can put up to show that the cab is engaged.
Absolutely. Yeah. Exactly.
That so it's going to be parked there, but it's so no one tries to come up and ask me to take them somewhere.
Right. And everyone in the city knows what that means. So
that's just basically
you will not be hassled.
Little far. So, and aside from that, I'm just doing the usual thing where I'm trying to look bored and chatting occasionally to the goats. And
okay,
that's it.
All right. So in that case, the service officially begins. Oh, and speaking of outside, Greg, there are people. I said it was standing room only, and so there are people outside that were trying to get in.
Yeah.
So there are people that really want to be in the service, but they are not are not able to do it.
Yeah.
So
are there guards blocking them from going in, or is it just like they're pushing their way to the door and it's just too full?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the guards aren't involved in that. It's just it's just too many people.
Yeah. Main thing
Which
is not
does
to
mean
be
that those of you inside are definitely yeah. Those of you inside are literally feeling the pressure of all the people around you. Which, given the grift is there, I assume means some people are missing some items now. So
yeah, I mean, on that note, I am, I think, just sort of weaving my way through the crowd, and I'm going to be picking some pockets.
Yeah.
But as I do, I'm going to basically be like placing coin purses in obvious places on other people. And in particular, trying to do this close to the guards so that when someone like sees that their purse is missing, they will like call to the guard and point them at the other person.
Nice. I like it.
Ideally, all towards, I guess, one person in particular who seems like they have it coming.
Yeah. Okay, to that point, most of the people here look like they are from Dunslough. So you are among the definitely the it's not the lowest socioeconomic stratum, but it's close.
Yeah.
They can see rock bottom from where they are.
I imagine there's at least a handful of like off-duty prison guards who are
You've
like
got-
class traitors.
Yeah, exactly. You've definitely got that, but you've also got people that obviously are not from Dunslough. You've got people that are they look honestly like they belong in the higher tiers of night market.
Mhm.
They're you've got some definitely there are people with money here.
Mhm.
Not a lot. It's still definitely in the minority, but I mean, but they talk about standing out. You can spot them very easily. And so you've got them, and you've got also some. Well, you've got the bishop that actually runs this chapel, but you've also got some. Excuse me. You've got some outside church officials as well. A couple of whom seem to be pretty highly placed, actually, and the bishop does a lot of the typical stuff that you do at the beginning of a Church of Ecstasy service. It's the stuff that um, they read from certain books, and they do some specific prayers and all of this. And then it gets to the point where the bishop's able to kind of actually talk, and it's not a sermon yet, but what he says is, we have the supreme honor of having a visit by Preceptor Dunville, and there's a little ripple through. Not everyone, but most of the devout know who this guy is. He is one of the main. I mean, he's in the inner circle of the church hierarchy. A preceptor is maybe like a cardinal, basically. Um, and so people are all kind of buzzing about that. And the bishop says, as the preceptor himself was the one to bestow upon us the hand of glory. At which point, Weaver, the doors near you open, and you are going to be one of the 4 people that carries the little palanquin that has the hand on it. And there's really only one place in the altar area that it's going to go, so you're fine on that. So, but the bishop, not the bishop, sorry, the preceptor himself is standing behind the little palanquin and gestures for the 4 of you to come get the thing. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna go get the thing. Just like get my hands on the thing. And based off what we were talking about last time, with our little extra like ghost senses,
Yes,
we can verify that this is indeed the thing.
you absolutely can. Without a roll on that one, yeah, you can sense it.
Okay.
In fact, once you do that, once you turn your attention towards it, first off, this is definitely the relic you're here for. It is radiating. It's simply radiating just arcane power. On top of that, you because of your senses with the ghost realm and the physical world, you definitely sense that it is existing in both places simultaneously. The next thing that you pick up is the preceptor himself is also extremely powerful. It's like he's like a walking relic somehow. He's just radiating
Oh,
ghostly power.
that's terrifying. Okay.
Don't like that.
Nope, not one little bit. I want to. Oh, maybe this will work as a flashback for
Sure.
a plan that we could have hatched. Um, so the deeper we get into this, the more I realize what we could do is we let the church service happen. So the preceptor does whatever he's going to do to the hand. And as the altar servers take the hand back to its storage location, we can have maybe Thistle and or Grift be just close enough to intercept. So to the eyes of the church, like all the congregation sees the hand do the thing exactly as expected. The preceptor sees the hand do the thing. He knows it's real. He did the thing. And just as they're going to put it away, what do y'all think?
Sounds great. Because like shit's looking real tense outside. Shit's looking real tense inside. What a plan sounds good. A plan that has us not fighting, potentially Superman himself.
Yeah, we don't have to fight Superman. If we are very lucky and very quiet, we just need to get 3 altar servers to let go of the palanquin and not raise an alarm.
Oh, we're fighting Superman.
It could happen. All right. So in that case, feel free to interrupt if you wish to make a move, but before what the plan currently is. So I will tell you things that happen, and we'll condense it because the point is to get to that spot. But there are a couple of things that are important. First thing that happens is the 4 of you put the relic in the place that it's supposed to be. And when it does that, it, especially as close as you are and with the senses that you've got, but also Grift and Thistle, you get this sense too. Like when you put it in there, it feels like a key being placed in a lock. It feels like this is where it goes. And for that reason, the energies emanating off of it are easier to perceive, and they are much, much clearer. And then the other thing that happens, as soon as this locks in, you know how you're able to sense the buildings and other objects that are in the ghost realm, as well as the ones that are here. Just for a split second, it's just a flash, but all of you, and Greg, you sense this too, even outside. All of you get a flash of everything that is in the physical realm that you are perceiving disappears for a moment, and you sense a much, much older circle of stones, sort of like a small Stonehenge, with a glowing, fiery orb in the center, and people in robes dancing around it. Some of them have very long, pointy ears, and then just like that, everything in the real world is back.
Is this vision in color?
It is.
Do they have this mythical thing they talk about called the sun?
It is significantly brighter than what you what you normally experience. Yes.
Do I need to roll religion?
I mean, I'm trying to. You know what? Yeah, you might know something about this.
This'll rubs his ears. I want pointy ears.
You could wear so many earrings.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yep.
Don't talk to me about ears, all right?
I'm sure we could get you some ears. Like, you know,
No,
there's
I
gotta
don't
be a
want them.
person for that.
I don't really like. Yeah, Thistle volunteering to get someone ears is not comforting. I just have to point that out. Yeah. So
Look, they're my little buddy. I'll give him some ears. He just
Yeah,
can't ask
exactly.
where I got them.
yeah, don't.
Just don't ask.
Yeah, you don't know specifically what this is, but it definitely harkens back to the time before the pre-apocalypse, shall we say?
Yeah. Oh, this is strange indeed. Okay. So, general question to the group. Do we need to grab this thing before the priest does whatever he's gonna do? Because this does not seem like a good thing. Or do we want to stick with let the priest do his thing and then swipe it like after?
I'm just like, why is he here? This is a little ass fucking like, podunk temple, like, in Dirt Town. Why is he even here?
I mean, having been in podunk dirt towns, I think Grift is like, yeah, they fucking come out here to make you feel like you're important, make you feel like they care about you when they don't give a shit.
I don't want to be cared about.
They're trying to make themselves feel better. Right, like
Okay.
they're supposed to care for people, and so this is what they do. They dress
Yeah.
up in the fanciest robes and come out here to make it seem like they care.
Yeah, not giving anyone food, but they'll put on a fucking show.
I'm outside, so I can't really
And
participate
we
in the
noticed the
discussion.
increased guard presence. We noticed like the increased guard presence and all that too, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
son of a bitch.
Not acting like they trust us. So what I'm thinking is I want to distract a couple of guards. Maybe have this will distract another couple of guards. And then while the guards are distracted, I want to get close to where the relic would be potentially after the ceremony when they're taking it away.
Okay.
I guess also just from like a visual perspective, like what is the like barrier like here between
Gotcha.
crowd and altar?
There is not much space. It's a low railing.
Okay.
And from the railing to the actual to the center of the altar, which by the way, I didn't describe this and I should have been more specific. The altar and all of the stuff here is happening as you're looking at it, the back of the church.
Okay.
So there is no way to get around it. There's just there's the low railing is just goes from wall to wall.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone is pressed up against that.
Okay.
And so you've got, although there's not a lot of space, maybe about 8 feet between the railing and where the hand is. And then there is a little bit of space behind that, and then a short staircase that goes down to where they were keeping the relics.
Okay.
And go ahead.
Is there a space behind like the main altar where the priests hang out?
Yeah.
Presumably there's like a place where they store their costumes when they're not in use.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah, the relic would have come through that room to get here. So yeah.
Okay. So that could potentially be a good space to hang out in.
That's a fair point. So Grift and Thistle, if you're just trying to get closer, without really doing anything else, that doesn't really require a roll. You can get there.
Yeah.
So are you just trying to get like up to the railing? Is that the plan? Or
I mean, yeah. So, I mean, what I'm thinking is like I'm gonna wait until it's like almost time for it to be like handed back off.
okay,
And then I want to, like as described before, do some like pickpocketing to make the guards look at someone else,
right.
so that their eyes are not on whatever's about to happen up front.
Nice. Okay.
And then ideally, I don't want to speak for what Thistle is doing, but distracting other guards probably.
Yeah.
So, it's never really been explained in Blazing Dark. I guess we could, pseudo define it. Like when a ghost goes from one side of the veils to the other, is that like a conscious choice on the ghost?
It depends on the circumstances. It can be. There are some ghosts that definitely are like just show up and meant to do it. Other times, they can be like sent against their will in one direction or the other.
Okay, because like I was like, I've got this ghost grapple power now.
Yeah.
Like, could I just like yoke up a ghost and toss it in the middle of like this bullshit? Like,
You could certainly make the attempt. One of the advantages that you have right now is that this is a pretty. No, not pretty. This is a seriously ghost intensive area. So finding the ghost is not a problem. Because A, you can sense them, all of you can. And B, you actually have the ability to try to grab one. So yeah, you can do that. Or more to the point, as I said earlier, you can attempt to do that. Let's see. Is that something you want to try right now, or do you want to hold off on that?
I'd like to prowl over to a ghost, and then since we can see ghosts, because normally I can't see the ghost to grab them, but I can see them
the heck out of these
other
ghosts.
weird power.
Yeah.
So I could grab a ghost, like prowl over, grab a ghost, and it's just like, yes, I will also be frightened because of the ghost
obviously,
appearing,
yes.
but so will potentially the guards.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. So just to make sure I get this right, this is something you're planning to do. You're not currently doing it though.
Right.
Just like Griff's thing of, making them think that they have, making them think that they have a pickpocket, which is actually true, but it's not grift.
Right.
All right. So got it. In that case, let's see.
Hey, interject, maybe?
Please.
A great time for that, like chucking the ghost, will actually be just as they're trying to put it back into the vault area, because it's going to cause a lot of chaos and everyone's going to be like, oh my God, there's a ghost in the middle of the Church of the Flesh, and they've got very strong opinions on ghosts. So,
right.
So like
that's true. Party line, they are anti-ghost. Yes.
Yeah. So the priests have to deal with the ghost when that happens.
That is a fair point. Okay. So here's the thing that happens. They have some more stuff, some more rituals, some more readings, and things like that. There's a little call and response between the bishop is leading the ceremony, but obviously every now and then defers to the prelate for other, or the preceptor for other things. But the bishop then invokes a blessing and states that the blessing is coming from the hand of glory. So, and all the stuff that's been going on up to this point has just been words, but these words start to resonate. And when the bishop speaks again, and Greg, you're even from outside, you're sensing this.
I have a question.
Yes.
Just as because I realized I have city knowledge.
You do.
So to an extent.
Yeah.
So, do I have any idea? And I mean, I've got a little map if I want to pull it out. As maps of Duskfall with secret paths and places. Do I have any idea what this site used to be before it was a church? I know that's going way back.
You do. Now you don't know. You don't know what that thing that you saw in the vision was.
Yeah.
But you do know that there is an organization that predates the church. It was a cult, and it was a powerful cult called the Cult of the Empty Vessel. And it is the thing that the church grew out of. So a lot of the references that you have on your maps are still to the what was considered holy ground of the Church of the Empty Vessel. Oh, no, the Cult of the Empty Vessel. They were not calling themselves a church yet. And it was, and back in the day, it was definitely a place that weird things happened. One of the reasons that it's still on your maps is weird things still happen here. It's one of those, here there be dragons kind of spots on your map.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the maps don't make any judgment. It's literally like, there's some weird crap over here. Do with it what you will. So yeah, that is.
It's just starting to make a little sense. What just happened is starting to make a little sense.
And so you haven't been able to hear anything but just the general kind of buzz of humanity from out here, except now. Now, when the bishop says these words for the blessing, you hear them as if you're in the room. And all of you sense that these are resonating into the ghost realm. So, Grift, where's your knife right now?
Breast pocket.
Okay. Every time the bishop intones a vowel, the knife vibrates a little bit in tune with it.
I clutch my chest, as many people here are doing, of devout nature.
And so when he finishes the incantation, a pulse of spectral energy ? Comes out from the hand in all directions. And about 20 to 25 people pass out.
Whoa.
It's a revival.
This just...
Oh, also, Greg, you notice about 10 people that you can see out here fall over.
Whoa.
Oh, well.
Southern Baptist bastard.
And
I chuckle as someone starts to fall like on me, and kind of try and push them off.
See, I had been thinking this was like a Catholic thing with like the big fancy hats. And now it's like, oh no, this is Southern Baptist. I got this all backwards.
it's got some of each. So some of the guards come in and they don't make it to all of the people, but about 12 of them get seen to by guards. And at first it looks like the guards are trying to help them. But what they do is they pick them up and lead them they open a gate in the railing and lead them back into the back room.
Oh. In that case, if I start to see guards doing that, I will pretend to pass out.
Nice. Okay. No roll for that. You were close enough to a guard.
Yeah, as someone like falls next to me. Well, I think it takes me a minute to realize what they're doing. But yeah, after someone falls next to me, I just act like I was like barely holding it together for a few extra seconds than
Right,
everyone
and then-
else,
okay.
and then collapse.
All right. No need to roll now. Maybe later, but right now you are convincingly unconscious, and you were picked up by a particularly strong guard and dragged towards the back. Anyone else? Oh, I guess Weaver, you're already in the back, as it were. Or
Is everyone being dragged still unconscious to the back, or are they like sort of waking up and being?
So far, no one is awakened.
Okay. I'm a limp noodle.
Great.
Okay.
I am keeping my eyes open to see what's going on around me.
Right. Yeah,
as I'm carried away.
Yeah, you're good enough. There's no roll on that. This is what Griff does.
I don't know that this is what Griff does.
No, but what I mean is operating stealthily, and this still counts. Yeah, you're doing things that people don't realize you're doing, like still being able to kind of see stuff
I
like
don't know.
that.
I feel like I would roll for it, but you don't have to. If you're gonna just let me.
Not in this particular case, because it is as if they they expected this. So
Don't worry, things can always get worse.
Oh yeah, don't worry. Yeah, later on there will be rolls. So yeah, what's everyone else doing?
I'm looking around at the other altar servers. It seems like we're all still stationed out here, right? Until
Yeah.
the Praetor finishes this thingy?
Yeah, was it Preceptor?
Preceptor.
Yeah,
Sorry.
the four of you specifically are obviously positioned so that you can get the thing back when it's time.
Yeah. So Weaver is watching Grift go by, like unconscious in the guard's arms, and like just looks a little bit astounded at the number of people that are being taken back there. If she can spot Thistle, she's gonna try and like look around. I feel like Thistle stands ahead above the crowd.
Oh yeah, you could. Thistle's easy to spot.
Yeah. And like look at Thistle and like look back to where the guards are taking folks. Like maybe you should be heading back that way too. Or at least get close. Because stuff's gonna go down and it's probably gonna happen over there. So yeah, but otherwise Weaver is keeping to her role and
Right.
staying as the devout altar server.
No problem. Okay. So yeah, we'll do Thistle and then back to Greg. What is Thistle doing now that people have been passing out?
Well, people are passing out. Nobody's going to bleed. I mean, nobody's going to carry Thistle anywhere. So Thistle does not.
They would just leave Thistle. They're just like, nah.
Nah, he's good. Yeah. So if Thistle's not going to opt to also be passed out, I am going to get closer as long as I can keep my eyes and arms outstretched. You know, for
With all of the movement around, that's actually easier to do now. You can inch up to wherever you want to be.
cool, just near-ish guards. You know, away from Harold.
Got it. Harold is unfortunately not one of the guards that was dragging unconscious people back. So Harold is still out here watching.
Did Harold pass out?
Harold did not pass out. None of the guards passed out. Neither did anyone obviously affiliated with the church.
Can I cast Detect Ghost or like whatever that ghost field vibe is? I want to
Detect
know if
Ghost.
we're getting like ghost vibes off the other altar servers because I'm standing right next to them.
Okay, you can. But okay, the thing is, because you can perceive into the ghost field, it's literally just a perception. It's part of your normal perception options. So you could still just roll whatever you think makes sense, and then just point out that you are looking into the ghost field.
Okay. If I notice that none of the guards pass out and like none of the obviously church people pass out, I'm going to be trying to study them maybe.
Okay, study works.
Yeah, and just like, hold on. What's so special about these folks that they weren't
Ah.
affected by the hand mojo?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So I'm rolling that.
And this is going to be risky standard. We're not at desperate for this.
Okay. Um. Oh boy, I've only got the one die. Uh, I'm just gonna try it.
Give it a shot.
All
Let's see.
right.
Okay, that's
Roll a 4.
that is a success with a complication. So first off, I mean, you get the information. The information that you're looking for is, yes, all of the church people and most of the guards, including Harold, look different in the ghost field. They look a little more. When you look at them when you look at just a regular person that's in the physical realm, and then you switch your perception into the ghost field, sometimes that person will completely disappear. Sometimes they look hazy. But everybody church related, and like I said, probably 80% of the guards, also they look a little more real in the ghost field, as if something has been done to them so that they it's not by any means to the extent of, say, the hand or anything like that. Now, the bishop looks exactly the same as he does in both places, and the preceptor actually looks more real in the ghost realm than he does in the physical world.
Dude's in Technicolor.
And the complication here is that the preceptor just locks eyes with you and raises an eyebrow.
Weaver looks scared. She's just like, because I don't think, and you can correct me on this, but I'd like to think that for an altar server, they're probably not high enough ranked to know all the secrets,
Right.
but they know just enough to be curious.
Yeah.
So I'm leveraging that, like, as an altar server, she's probably like, oh, that was cool, but not enough to know, oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Well, wait, actually, that's a good question. Are all the other altar servers, do they have that same thing about them in the ghost field?
They do, not by no means to the extent that the two big guys do.
Right.
But they look they look realer than they should for not being in the ghost field right now.
Oh no,
Weaver doesn't.
Like,
though.
I know it's your.
No, Weaver doesn't.
I know it's your perception, but do we look realer than we should in the ghost field?
I was just gonna ask about that, especially for Grift.
Actually, Grift's the only one that does.
Ooh. Ooh.
So I shouldn't have passed out.
That's concerning. But the guards might not know that.
Guards probably don't know that.
Only the
Someone probably
priest.
does. I don't know where they're taking me.
So yeah, the
Oh.
preceptor doesn't say anything because he's in the middle of a service, but he's definitely got the it looks like the principal caught you running in the hall.
Oh no. Yeah. So Weaver.
He's definitely, like, you could see it. You could see it in that raised eyebrow is like, I need to talk to this one later. That's what's happening.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Weaver does her best to look scared. It's not hard.
Oh no, yeah, not a lot of acting in that one, I don't guess. So, or maybe more method acting, I guess. All right, so yeah, let's cut to Greg real quick, and then we'll see what's going on in the room with the passed out people.
So, I mean, I don't feel as though I need to move or anything yet.
Not yet. I mean,
Yeah.
shit's going on in the building, but yeah.
Like, if I need to, I'll start. If I have to reposition myself, if I feel like I need to start, it's like things are going to go, I'll do that. I need to know if Greg is putting two and two together about something.
Okay.
That Jim suspects.
Yes.
And so when these people that have passed out outside.
Yes.
Is anything happening to them? Is someone are people coming in and coming out and grabbing them, or are they just being left there?
Okay. Neither. What's happening
Okay.
is a priestess that was not in the church,
Uh-huh.
but she is definitely of the church. Goes over to the nearest person that's passed out to her and places a hand on their head, right on the forehead. She
Okay.
closes her eyes for a few moments, and you can see into the ghost field. You know exactly what. Okay, never mind. Something is exchanged between the priestess and the passed out person. It goes
Okay.
from the priestess to the passed out person.
Yep, there it is.
And now that you're looking around, you see a couple of other clergy doing the same thing to anyone that's passed out.
Okay.
And because you could see into the ghost field, when she takes her hand off, you could very visibly see in the ghost field some sort of a sigil on the forehead.
Okay. All right. Well, Greg is not an expert in the occult by any means, but he's able to. I think at this point he can put two and two together with
Probably,
at least a basic thing here. Given what he knows this area used to be called, and or rather, and what it was used for and how it's marked. So he's going to try. This is the only thing I can think to do here to help at all. And I don't know if it's even going to help at all, even if it succeeds.
Fair enough.
But at the moment, actually, I could try to start distracting people, but we won't go there yet. I need an urchin.
This is Dunslough. Not hard to find. Yeah.
So the idea is he's going to write a real quick message, a little piece of paper. So he's got like a newspaper, and just
sure,
as because he's been using the newspaper to pretend like he's not reading his maps.
Right.
And just in a little charcoal pencil or whatever, he's going to write down real quick 4-word message. Tear it off, and they just sort of just kind of see if he can pick out any particularly spry-looking urchin.
You found one that looks like Grift maybe 10 years ago.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Oi, lad. Hey, wanna have a bit of a wheeze, eh? Yeah. There's a little bit of fun.
He just nods.
You need a bit of dodge, yeah. So I've got a little mission for you if you'd be interested. Just got see this. You know that one little acolyte that what went in about yay tall.
Are you describing Weaver?
I'm describing what Weaver currently looks like.
Got
yes,
it. Okay, yeah. Got it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So see if you can run it. See if you can just sneak in. See if you can just sneak in around these folks. Just put this in her hand. Put it in their hand. Can you do that?
If you put something in my hand, sir, yes.
Oh, I think we can do something. I've got a few little trinkets and bits and bobs here, and he's gonna try to. Crap.
I mean, it's okay. I'm shitting right now too. So
yeah, I know. No. It's just I suddenly realized what Greg is going to do with this. I'll tell you what, my fellow. Look at what I got here, and it's basically they're like bottle caps.
Yeah.
Right. It's not money, but he's going to try to convince the kid. He's going to play a little game with the kid real quick.
All right.
He's going to gamble with the kid real quick.
Oh, no. Okay. All
hey,
right.
What, make you a little bet. Right. It's a perfectly cool little thing. He's got these. He's going to do the. Actually, it's not the. The shiny bottle cap is the prize.
Right.
And so tell you what. We'll do a quick little game. See these cards here? He's going to do a 3-card Monty.
Got it.
Basically. Thing.
Okay, so this will. I mean, honestly, this will require a roll. If you succeed, it works. If it doesn't, I already know what's going to happen. So.
And basically, the idea is if he can't find the if he can't find the fool, then he just goes in and does it without and he'll get a bottle cap. But otherwise, I'll probably have to pay him. I'm thinking probably.
All right.
Something.
All right.
Like that.
Yeah. Let's see. What's that going to be?
My consort and my finesse are the same. So it's really just a question of sort of luring him into it.
That's true. Yeah. Whichever one you think it would be.
I am of course making this more complicated than I need it to be.
Absolutely.
But unfortunately, it's Greg doing it.
Yeah.
So
classic
I think,
Greg.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Whichever one you think, either consort or finesse makes sense to me. You choose. And
I think I'm going to be making a bunch of finesse rolls shortly. I have a feeling. So
that's entirely
I'm
possible.
going to go with consort, and I'm going to push myself.
Okay.
Because I feel as though this is important, possibly. And it's just to get the information in. And I don't know if it's going to be of any help whatsoever.
Yeah.
This little forward message.
All right, give it a shot, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right. And this is this desperate or is this?
No, this is risky. It's not
risky.
Yeah.
Okay. Risky standard with 1 bonus die. Here we go.
Okay, it's a 4. So, not a problem. First off, it works. But you can tell from the way the kid looks over his shoulder, like just before he ducks into the thing, that he had a "hey, wait a minute" moment just before he went into the chapel.
Yeah, might need to move a little bit.
This kid's gonna break your knees, Greg.
Might be a problem. Yeah, I need those. I need those knees. So
those are very important for driving.
They are.
Okay. All right.
Shall I tell you what the message says, or shall we wait until Weaver opens the message?
Yeah, let's wait until Weaver opens it. I think that's what needs to happen.
Understood.
All right. We'll come back to Weaver, but first I think we really need to look in on Grift. So, Grift, I assume you're still pretending to be unconscious. Everyone around you is. Well, everyone around you probably actually is. To the best of your knowledge, you're the only one pretending.
So yeah, I mean, I guess where have I been taken? Am I still being held by a guard? Am I
okay,
in a room with a bunch of unconscious people and they've left us alone?
I mean, yes, but yeah, between those two periods. But yeah, you're being dragged, and you're actually, thanks to Thistle and Weaver, that you've got a pretty good idea of what the layout of the chapel is. There were a couple of rooms that are unaccounted for, and you're in one of those, but you knew it was there because that was just one of the spots that no one had seen yet. It's a sizable room, maybe. So yeah, right now it's you and a dozen other people, all of whom are apparently unconscious. But you can hear before they start to do you that shackles are being applied to wrists.
Okay. I will try and wait for the right moment when they are distracted with shackling up someone else, and I will just sort of try and, I guess, what else is in this room? Is it just like empty room with shackles on walls, or
Okay. Yeah. Honestly, that's what it is. It's an empty room. And these shackles were built into the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't like some kind of
Weird room for a church to have.
Yeah.
Um.
This isn't a recent thing.
Okay. I will. I'll wait for a moment when a guard is standing like right over me, basically. And then I will try and just like wait for the last moment as he's like about to shackle me in, and I will just like flip his wrists and try and shut the shackles on him.
Ooh, nice. Okay. Obviously that requires a roll. So
Yeah.
what do you think for that one?
That seems like a finesse to me.
Yeah. That seems like the obvious move, right? As it happens,
risky standard.
Yeah, it's risky standard. We're not desperate on this one. He was not expecting it.
Okay. And I will. I'm not gonna. I won't add anything to this. I'll roll it flat.
All right.
I will say I do have a special ability, reflexes. When there's a question about who acts first, the answer is you.
Yes. Let me think about that. That definitely add a die to that.
Okay.
For that, yeah, because being really fast in this particular case. Okay. So let me think about this. All right, you've done it, but you suffer one harm.
Okay.
The guard was stronger than you thought he was going to be, and it took you. You wrenched something while you were trying to flip around and get the shackles on him. However, you have one guard shackled to the wall.
All right.
You also have 5 other guards in here. So
5 other guards?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's fine. Fuck. No, that'll be fine. That'll be fine.
Now that you've opened your eyes, you're like, oh, look, 4 guards.
That seems. Man, it would be great if Thistle were here right now.
I mean,
Can we cut the Thistle?
We could make it happen. There's a bunch of different ways we could make that happen.
I'm trying to think of a interesting other thing I can do. I mean, if Thistle, if you got any ideas how to suddenly appear in this locked room,
it's not locked yet.
It's not locked yet, and also this is supposed to be like a quiet ceremony. So, and I'm by the door, so the sounds of a struggle.
You can hear it. Yeah.
I mean, that was I feel like it was a very fast struggle, but no, you're right. I got hit with it.
Yeah.
It's like I just kind of like, if this were an anime, there'd be like the little like, oh.
It totally would.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna go back there. I'm there was a ghost plan, but like I gotta go make sure Thistle doesn't get beat up by like a bunch of guards.
All right, you know what? Make your roll to get there, but Greg's gonna see you. Not Greg, sorry. But Harold's gonna see you. So, because this is weird. It's like this is, like one of the guards walking across the area. This catches Harold's eye, and Harold's just gonna follow you.
You're just walking in front of the entire crowd to get
whole
there,
thing.
right? Like,
yeah, taking my big, tall man steps. Like, God, fucking damn it! God, fucking damn it! Ah. And I'll get there, and if I see Harold on the way, like later.
Oh, I have an idea of something I could have done, but it's too late now. Thistle's coming.
That's all right. Yeah, Thistle's here if you want to do it that way. All right. We have Thistle entering the room. I think we need to check on Weaver real quick.
All right. So there was an urchin with a message for Weaver.
Yeah, if you want this to be the point where the urchin arrives, then you get it. In fact, the urchin took advantage of the fact that everyone was looking at Thistle to sneak up to you and hand you the note.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, Weaver gets the message.
And
If
urchin
you-
is gone. Like, as soon as your hand touches it, you do not see the urchin.
I should hire him one day. Okay, what's the message say?
They're making empty vessels.
Oh, swear words here. Okay. This provides much needed context. Weaver gets it now.
Son of a bitch.
I think Weaver fidgets idly, and while doing so, tears the message into little tiny pieces. But yeah, there's a new layer of urgency. I think she's going to real quick, how distracted are the church people by Thistle's brazen walking?
Everyone except for the preceptor. The preceptor is still focused on the relic. Even the bishop is watching Thistle.
Yeah. Moving across the house to use the bathroom. So full.
Okay. And the preceptor's incantation is done, right?
Yeah,
He did the thing he was trying to do.
He did the thing, people passed out, and now honestly, they're back to just the more kind of standard stuff.
Okay. Weaver's gonna try and get the altar servers to take the relic back to where it's supposed to go, because they're done with it. They did what they were supposed to. So
All right,
let's put it back.
see if them to do that, because you're from the cathedral.
Okay.
See if that works.
Am I rolling sway or consort or?
That is up to you. I mean, it feels like a sway, but
Yeah. I could sway. Let me see if I have anything else that applies to this.
but
roll.
honestly, either sway or consort feel. I mean, again, it depends on how you're approaching it.
It's 2 dice for each. I think
Oh,
this
okay.
is going to be more of a. It feels like a sway just because Weaver's probably just as caught up in what Thistle's doing as everybody else.
Right.
But as soon as her gaze passes the preceptor, it's like, oh wait, I have to actually be paying attention. This is important.
Fair
And it's
enough.
okay, back on the job. All right, so let's try. Is this a risky still?
Yeah, we're back. We're still risky standard on this.
Okay.
This isn't desperate yet.
Oh boy. Okay. Oh, wow.
That is okay.
I didn't know that was possible. Oh boy.
No, that was bad. All right, so let me think about this.
Oh boy, what happens now?
So, the preceptor
Weaver is so dead.
hears this and realizes something's up, because this isn't the time to take the thing back. And he points at the 2 nearest guards, who happen to be Harold and Thistle. He just assumes you're a guard now because you were walking in the back. So he points at you and Harold and tells the 2 of you to take this heretic back to the detention room.
Okay.
I can work with this.
All right, cool. Take the heretic back to the detention room. Do I try to take the bishop back to the detention room?
I like that question.
Like, right then. All right. Well, he's made a dread assumption I'm not going to take Weaver anywhere. So my plan is I'm going to use this ridiculous trick. What I would like to do is take the preceptor by surprise and then use him to bludgeon the people in the room.
Wow.
I'm gonna hit a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
Okay. All righty. Yeah. Clearly that's it's gonna be a roll of some sort. What do you think? How do we want to work this?
I think it could be a prowl because I'm trying to surprise him, but also it could be a skirmish.
Yeah, either one. Honestly, yeah. I mean, the result is basically the same, right? So, what do you think?
I'm gonna take skirmish, like
Okay.
just pick up this preceptor, like and use my my take some stress to like do an unreasonable act of strength and just heretic seized.
Can I assist with this? 2 times per score, you can assist a teammate without paying stress.
Oh my gosh, you totally can. All right, so first off, I need to yes, you can, and please do that. But so since you're using not to be trifled with, you are pushing yourself, which means you get to do something superhuman, which is great, but you also get the benefits of pushing yourself, which means you get an extra die because you've pushed yourself.
Great.
So I wanted to make sure you remembered that you're still doing, you still get to get the extra die for that.
Great.
So yeah, how's Weaver helping this?
I think Weaver, with her cover very blown, she's going to like duck out of her position, like wherever she was standing, and make as if she is going to run off in a direction kind of orthogonal to where the preceptor is.
Okay.
So she's not actually moving very far, like a step or two, but it gets the preceptor to turn his back to Thistle for just a moment so Thistle can grab him.
All right, that counts as an assist. So that's yet another bonus die.
All right.
You get a bonus die for pushing yourself. You get a bonus die from the assist from Weaver.
Awesome.
Please roll better than me.
I fucking hope so. All right, let's see here.
And believe it or not, this is still risky. This is not. You're not in a desperate situation. I mean, if it goes badly, it's not going to be good for you. But
I guess that's fair. After this, no matter what, you're in a desperate situation.
Yeah. See, you're putting yourself in a desperate situation. But given all, like, especially that you've got not to be trifled with, and you're getting the assist, weirdly, it's actually still just risky. All right, what do we got here? All right. Let me think about this then. All right, first off, tell me you achieved what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
we'll figure out what the problem is in a minute.
Yep. So he turns his back to me. I say, yep, grabbing the heretic, and I kidney punch this fucking preceptor, lift him up, and then like barrel him through the door, like kind of trying to knock people around.
Like going into the room where Grift is?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. All right. I gotta figure this out.
Yeah, the idea of like touching Weaver in any way is so antithetical. That's looks like it's like his brain broke for like what? No, absolutely not.
I mean, the obvious consequence is harm, but in this particular instance, that doesn't feel right. Oh, no, never mind. This is simple. The consequence is that a whole bunch of really devout people just watched you pick up the preceptor and run with him. So getting out through the front is no longer an option. Because now not only do you have like the guards still against you, you've got at least half the congregation. So
You know what? I've always wanted to fight a whole church.
So before, actually, no, you're in the room with Grift, and Grift, what you've got is Thistle carrying the Preceptor into the room. Before I get back to you, I need to find out what Weaver's doing, and then we'll see. We need to get back. We need to get to Grift.
Yeah.
I'll just say, if I can get the hand, if needed. So
Yes.
you can. I'm just saying, Weaver, don't worry about doing that or risking too much to try and do that.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Weaver's skill was definitely in the disguise, and now that is gone. Uh, yeah. Damn those snake eyes. But
Oh, that was rough.
I think. Let's see. Oh boy, oh boy. What part of the ceremony were they at? Like, were they almost done?
About they were about 4/5 done, actually. So your instinct that the time was coming to move the hand back was right. It just wasn't exactly right.
Okay. Arg. Um. Oh boy, oh boy. Uh, Weaver is going to stare wide-eyed at the bishop because that dude's still around, right?
Yeah, the bishop's still there. He's looking completely befuddled too. He has no idea what's going on.
And Weaver's gonna put on her highest pitched voice, like trying to seem like she's very young and very inexperienced.
Okay.
And she's going to say, "Don't stop. What happens if you stop? No, you have to keep going. Finish it, please." And she's being very soprano, and like the terror is coming through.
Yeah.
But she's trying to keep the crowd and the bishop like doing the ceremony, so
Okay.
there's not as many people going back there.
That's not bad. Make a roll. I like that. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it sounds like sway. I'm gonna push myself for the extra dice because damn.
All right, fair enough. Okay.
Is this risky or is this desperate?
Let's see. We're still risky on this one.
Okay.
Desperate soon.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, here we go. Okay. This is better than double ones.
Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, so yeah, all right. So, well, first off, it works. So, what were you trying? You were basically just trying to keep them focused on the on the
their
ceremony.
Yeah.
Which
So
okay, the first thing that happens is that actually works. The bishop sort of snaps back into place, and then just goes back into his job. Goes back into like the thing that he's probably done hundreds of times. And so he the crowd is still pretty stirred up, but it's getting a significant portion of them to focus on A, the bishop, and B, still the relic, because it's still a big deal. I'll try to figure out what the
I have a potential like complication.
Go ahead.
It also means people are looking at Weaver.
That's true.
So she can't just disappear.
I mean, people, at least a few people probably saw the preceptor tell guards to arrest you.
Yeah.
That's actually it. Okay, so now what you've got is you've got two other guards coming at you.
Oh boy. Okay.
So we'll get back to you on that one, but they are coming back. They're coming for you. They still remember what the preceptor said.
Okay.
All right. Let's check in with Greg, and then we'll get into the detention room. So, all right. So, Greg, first off, something's happening in there. You can tell there's what we might call an ado.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. It's interesting. Okay. So I now know that I'm going to need to make sure that I'm positioned in exactly the right place with like carriage doors ready to be flung open to accept people hurtling out quickly. So that's a thing. So
Yeah.
basically setting up for that. I'm thinking. Are there any I see I'm terrible at anything I would have to do about this. But unless I think of something clever. Is there are there guards outside as well, or are they all pretty much focused inside right now?
There are a few outside, and in fact, one of them is approached by one of the guards from inside,
I see.
who tells him something. He looks very alarmed, and then he goes up towards the sort of the perimeter of the church's property, and you're close enough to hear this. He says, "Bring the cart. We have an emergency."
Ah, okay. So, yeah, this is going to be a problem. They're bringing a cart. So, yeah, I guess I'm going to have to. The only thing I can think to do at this point is to, in positioning myself. Wait a minute. Yeah. I'm going to assume they know what they... I'm assuming this is a cart they have ready somewhere.
Yeah, that was the impression you got. He said the cart, not a cart.
Yeah. So I think the important thing is to block the path of the cart.
Fair enough.
So I can, I can't think of a way to, unless I do something weird to the crowd.
You got some options.
I have to do it myself. Yeah, I think.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
You don't have to decide right now.
Yeah.
If you see what I mean, like you can, yeah. Like once the cart shows up, we can figure out what it is you did if you want to work it that way.
It could be. We could do
All
that.
Right.
Yeah, because the only other thing I can think of involves having like a handful of bottle caps, and that would also be that might be a little too much.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
So it's just a it's just a question of just figuring it out, and just again, just going to position myself. That's basically the best I can say right now.
Well,
vaguely.
yeah, but and we know what your plan is. We'll figure out how well it works in a minute. Okay.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, do we want to take a break and then come back to the detention room? Is that cool?
Sure.
All right.
Works for me. All right. We shall return once again to this delightfully desperate situation and see what happens shortly.
It's only mildly desperate.
Yeah, it's only mildly desperate. Just a little bit of desperation.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a tiny bit. We'll see you we'll see you shortly. Welcome to the break. I am here with Drac, who is here to talk a bit about a podcast that he's involved in. Greetings.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm part of a very cool podcast called Seafrado's RPG. It's a mass campaign set in Canada in a fictitious town which I can't remember the name of now.
Let me see. I had it right here in front of me, and now, of course, it went away. The Cadence, British Columbia?
Cadence, yes. Which actually, now that I think about it, I don't know if it's fictitious. So don't quote me on that. But it's in Canada. It's set in Canada because our GM is Canadian and Erin.
Oh, okay.
But so essentially I always describe it as Sailor Moon plus pop idols mushed together. Very magical girl themed. We all have transformation sequences. A lot of fun. But the general premise of it is that we're all high school students at school who are part of a pop idol like after school group. And in this world, people who are really invested in it's not just music, but I guess creation in general end up manifesting superpowers. And they are often able to use the superpowers to enhance their creativity in some way. And ours in particular is like pop idols, music, stuff like that. And I play a character called Jaden a lot. He's British actually, is because I'm just very bad at accents. So I decided I'm a British character who moved over to Canada because the schools there tend to be best for rising in pop idoldom. And that's the general premise of it. Obviously, I'm one of the main characters of many. Got some awesome people playing that I get to bounce off and play with all their own themes and tastes with their characters, which is very cool. My character, I took the very innocent and naive route with my character. So I just found that very fun. And hearing everyone else's characters, everyone else who was playing, they already have very much like a mean girl, the lead of the group, the kind of like fashionista. So I was like, I'm gonna be the guy who's just really sweet, almost to a fault, and is way too trusting and probably needs everyone's protection. Despite it being ridiculously powerful. I took the oh god, what was the playbook? I can't remember for the life of me. It's one of the most broken playbooks in my opinion. After the Doomed is pretty intense. I believe it is the Nova.
The Nova.
The Nova playbook. It's kind of like a cute little kid. He has ridiculous amounts of power, but is for the most part too scared and nice to use them. But he has been using them to create music with his friends, which it's been a very fun game to play with everyone. Unfortunately, very recently I had to step out of the podcast because I was juggling too many things.
Oh yeah.
So by the time you're probably watching this, the episode where I stepped away probably would have aired. But we left it open for me to return because I miss everyone already. But I also wanted to make sure I take care of my mental health and energy. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's been a ton of fun. It's really fun.
Cool. Well, yeah, Masks is a very cool game. We've done a series of it on this channel at some point, and it's just sort of neat, the idea, I think, of just sort of mixing the doing that superheroes as pop idols commentary thing that has been becoming more prevalent recently. But to do that in an RPG, very cool, and sort of combine that with a high school setting. I just can only imagine the kind of pressure that someone has got to be under.
It's pretty intense. There's one character, Vivi, who you quite literally that's their, I suppose, arc is specifically the pressure they put under. My characters, so we all have very much our own kind of thing going on with each character, where with the combination of superpowers, high school, and pop idoldom, and trying to make in either of those things. My Jaden Lot is very much a kid who thinks they have to grow up too fast. So the reason why they want to be a pop idol, not just because they enjoy it, because they do enjoy music, but they also want to become famous enough so they could provide for their parents, because they were like, oh, my parents work too hard, I want to make it easier for them. And I think, as sweet as that is definitely a problem especially for a high schooler to have put that pressure on themselves.
Yeah.
And I thought that'd be a very fun thing to explore.
Yeah, no, very cool, very cool. It's definitely just the idea of a high school already is just this incubator for all of these things going on, and just to apply that much additional pressure is a lot, but it's neat to see that that's being played out there. I was just looking over at the website for the Super Idols podcast, and there's a lot of there's a lot of cool art on there.
Yeah, Monster Monster on Twitter, the absolute legend. They did art for us. We because we were going for a very magical girl theme. We fully have transformations. We have like descriptions of our transformation sequences. So on the website you can see our normal form and then our pop idol form when we transform. It's very cool. Jaden Lot, they let me go a bit wild with Jaden Lot. So Jaden's power I went with was controlling the elements, so fire,
nice.
wind, earth, and water. And now actually I won't spoil that, but a bit more later on as well. But with my costume, they allowed me to have it change color depending on what element I'm using.
Oh, nice.
So you check the website, you can see the different variations of their outfits, of pop idol outfits that I have. It's very, they give us a lot of leeway with not just role play but also the aesthetic and the art of it. It's been a lot of fun. It's been very cool.
That is neat. That's neat. And actually, yeah, if you go down and if you go onto the website and you click on cast, you can see all the character portraits. And it's really cool. It's really cool just sort of seeing the art there. Really good, really good. And a lot of fan art on this site too, I've noticed. You've accumulated.
It's been so weird. I think Super Idols was the first actual play I was a part of that got like not just fan arts but also like just direct fan responses. I've had people tweet me and like at me directly on Twitter talking about things that they found fun or funny about Jaden in their listen through, and it's been very cool. It's been very interesting.
Excellent. And I love that idea. It's this tier that you're trying to get up to. And actually, as I was looking over the world building section, it looks like you're actually there's like you're at this apparently this high school that's not quite the big main high school that folks go to. Like there's an academy, but you're not at the academy. And so you're like just trying to that much even more pressure to compete well in a tournament and actually get we
actually have a bit of a rivalry with that academy, which has been very fun to play out as well.
Very cool, very cool. Well, if folks want to get a hold of this podcast, where should they go?
You can follow Super Idols RPG on Twitter. You can follow Erin Cerise, that's ERYNCERISE on YouTube. I believe it premieres there every third Sunday of the month, I believe. And you can also listen to it on anywhere you find podcasts. You can find it there as well. Excellent.
And where should folks go if they want to find you?
To find me, you can follow me on Twitter at Draconics. That's DRAKONIQES. You can follow me on Instagram as well, but I'll be honest, I'm not on there often. I'm trying to be on there more often, but I'm probably not going to be. Twitter is the best place to find out what I'm doing at any given moment and see what I'm up to, because it's honestly, I've been lucky enough for it to be constantly changing and updating, so keep an eye out there.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Well, folks, and we're going to throw things back to my future self, whatever the hell he's doing right now. So do take care, and we will see you all of a sudden. We have returned. I'm terrified.
Yeah. So I think we need to talk to Grift real quick. What do you do when Thistle bursts into the room with the Preceptor?
So Thistle bursts into the room, wielding a like weirdly powerful
Oh, yeah.
radiant member of the church in his arms.
Indeed.
And you see a room with 5 guards in it, a bunch of unconscious people chained to the wall, and nothing else.
Oh, and 1 guard chained to the wall.
Rift is not there.
Oh, good. Well,
I'm
glad he took this time to get away.
All right. So we'll I think we need to find out what's going on in the room first, and then we cinematically, I think then we find out where Grift went. So yeah, what's Thistle? What's happening, man?
Well, I've got my own cool holy relic. It's kind of human shaped though. With this mighty relic, I will smite these guards.
Okay. You are still coasting on the initial having pushed yourself to do the superhuman thing. Because this was, I mean, as you stated it, your action was pick this guy up, use him as a weapon, right?
Yep.
Okay. You are now using him as a weapon. So just make your roll and let's see how it shakes out.
Sure.
This count as like a holy cudgel or something.
Or something.
Yeah.
Something along those lines, yes.
Does the Preceptor's ghost field form make contact with the guard's ghost field form? Like, can you hit them on both planes with a weapon that exists in both planes?
Yeah.
Even better question: do I count as double grabbing him because I was ready to grab a ghost?
You know what? I think that's the reason you were able to grab him so well. Yeah, you've got him. You've got him in both realms, and he was not expecting that.
Yep. All right.
And I'm assuming, like, first off, what's your goal here?
My goal is to like scatter these guards, but hopefully in the process, maybe this priest goes unconscious because like I'm hitting him with other people and swing him around.
We'll see what happens on that front. But right now, yeah, let's primary goal is scatter the guards. Got it. All right. And let's see. I think you've been using some stress. I don't know how much you want to do with this, but
I'll take the other 2. I don't have trauma yet, so
fair enough.
Also, I get XP for it.
That's true. Because this one's desperate. So
this is a desperate roll. Cool.
This is desperate. You will get XP. You'll also get XP because it's a desperate roll. And so do you remember how that works? You'll get it for. Again, I'm not going to tell you how to roll, but I assuming it's a skirmish. So
yeah.
Skirmish is prowess, right?
Yep.
Oh, so yeah, you'll get a prowess tick, which means I think that fills it up, doesn't it?
Yep.
All right.
Risky. You know, desperate.
Actually, this one's desperate. Desperate standard, though. So.
Yeah, desperate standard. All right. Standard. And bonus dice. Then submit.
You got a 6. That's all you needed to get. Okay. So the good news is you have successfully you've scattered the guards. You knocked 3 of them just completely over. 2 of them have backed away like out of range. The preceptor is not this. And now he's fighting against you. So let me see what he does. Actually, here's how this is going to work. He's struggling against you, and you can see his eyes turn first entirely black and then bright red and glowing. At which point we check in on Grift real quick. After
the guards go tumbling, Thistle, you feel an invisible hand on your shoulder and hear a slight whisper in your ear, "Cheers, mate." And I walk out of the room completely invisible.
Ever polite is our Grift. All right, so now, what is your plan, having fled the room? Invisibly, which is nice.
I guess. Well, as I walk out of this room, what am I walking into?
Okay.
Is there anything in between? First, is there anything in between this and like the rest of the church?
Yeah. Okay. So there's the vestment room, which is, as the name implies, the place that they keep their clothes they change into before they come out here.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the altar area.
Okay. Well, I'm already invisible, so disguise seems unnecessary.
Kind of superfluous at this point. Yeah.
So I will just actually I'll grab some vestments for later. Shove them in my pocket.
Okay.
Just in case.
Yeah.
And then I will make my way outside to the rest of the church.
Okay, so
take in the chaos.
But the bishop has his back to you and he's facing the congregation, most of whom are starting to kind of get back into the rhythm of the service. Some of them have not. Between you and the hand are the bishop, and then the 3 other acolytes that helped carry the thing out. And then separate from them a little bit, Weaver, you can tell Grift exactly where you are, but Grift, you cannot help but notice 2 guards are definitely triangulating on Weaver.
I think Weaver is probably positioned like amongst the, like she's on the edge of like one of the acolytes, probably between the bishop and like the other 3 of them, and like the hand is on the table like in front of the whole group. Or at least that's what I was imagining. I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, that works.
Yeah. So Grift, you can see that the way the guards are coming, they have to go either around the table or like directly past the bishop to get to Weaver if she doesn't move.
Okay. I think I'm going to ignore Weaver for the moment and just go straight for the hand.
Okay.
I'm still invisible, so I use my Ghost Veil feat to and I've taken 4 stress to be
that's what I thought.
both
Yeah,
invisible and for it to last a few minutes rather than a few moments.
Right. Okay. That's what I figured you were doing. Got it.
And so I just make my way, trying to step as quietly as possible over towards where the hand is, and just see if I can snatch it unnoticed.
Okay. You are, yeah. You're in arm's reach. Basically, you're waiting for your moment because the bishop is still kind of moving around. And I'll get back to you when that moment arrives. So, Greg,
Yeah.
the cart is on its way. You can see it.
Okay.
What did? Okay. What did you intend to do? That's the
So
question.
here's my thought.
Yeah.
Here's my thought. So I think that I am going to need to do a flashback.
Okay.
For this to function. I don't know if this is the kind. Well, yeah. Is this the kind of cart that like onto which one quickly puts like a relic of some kind? Is that?
Yeah, it looks exactly like that.
Probably like that kind.
Yeah.
Because I had thoughts about. So I've got. I have. Okay, so I have two ideas.
Mm-hmm.
They both involve a flashback.
Fair enough.
And I think the one that is going to be best for this, and draw less attention to myself, is the so I'm going to go with the one that's going to draw less attention to myself. So the idea is that sometime last night, I drew the driver of the Watermoss ice cream mobile into a card game, and basically over the course of the thing, got them to knowing because we needed our spots, right? We all needed our spots for business. And so we're playing for spots around the church, right?
That's pretty common, actually. Yeah, I like that.
And so I wanted to ensure things so that the spot that the Watermoss ice cream vehicle driver, very big vehicle, you have to stand it up. You have to set it in place with like blocks underneath it once it gets there because of the refrigerator, you see.
Of course, not easily moved. Right.
Yeah.
I got it.
As it's making this, mushroom and water moss ice cream.
Right. I think I see where you're going. Yeah.
The spot that they end up taking up, wouldn't you know, it would be right in the path of where the cart has to go in order to get out.
Oh, man. Okay. So that'll be one stress because that's actually fairly that sounds like a fairly common occurrence, actually just playing for spots. Yeah, so yeah, mark one stress on that. And in this particular case, yeah, that's not going to be a roll. You've actually managed to definitely slow down the church cart. They are working on either. Actually, right now they're just arguing with the ice cream guy. We'll see if they come up with something. You already know that's not going to work because you've argued with the ice cream guy before, and he does not move.
Oh yeah.
So that's not going to happen. We'll see later on if they manage to do anything else. I'll come back to you to see if you've done anything to take further advantage of it. But right now, Church Cardis is stymied. And I really feel like we need to check in on Thistle. Okay, so yeah, your weapon is about to break free, and his eyes are glowing. He shouts something in a particularly arcane language, and here's the problem. I'm going to tell you a thing that happens, and you're going to want to resist it, but you've got a lot of stress. So I don't. It's your call, but let's see how this works. Basically,
Okay.
his skin just becomes incredibly cold to the point that it causes you 2 harm. It'll be 2 harm.
It causes me 2 harm.
Yes. And that is separate from the 1 harm. Oh, you don't have any harm, do you? Never mind. That was
No.
Grift. Okay.
You can roll to resist that.
Yes, but it is likely to cause you some stress. So it won't necessarily cause you stress. It'd be a
Sure.
prowess resist, which you are good at. So,
Sure. I will attempt to prowess resist.
all right. Now, at this point, we need to figure out, because I started out giving people 13 stress, I'm going to continue with that because it would be kind of a dick move for me to go back on it now, even though I realized that was not by the rules. But we've already had one character amass more. It would be kind of a wrong thing for me to just suddenly start playing by the rules. So
No, let us suffer.
I know. So
I want to
next
take
time,
a trauma.
I know. Well, I mean, I you're heading that way. But next time I run this, we'll do it. I promise. All right. So, let's see. It's just number of prowess dots to the left of the bar, right? Which is 3 for you, which is not bad. And
All right,
so
I just press prowess. Yeah.
yeah. And the way
Okay.
this works is you will take 6 stress minus the highest die.
Okay.
Okay, so you take 2 stress. You are coming up on it. All right. So Weaver and Grift. Oh. Weaver, you can see Grift.
Ooh, okay.
I just realized that because you can
yeah.
look into the ghost field.
Yeah.
Is that only for objects or is it people too?
It's
I mean,
yeah,
I've certainly got an object you can see.
yeah. But on top of that, it's the whole ghost field, and you're invisible because you're fully in the ghost field.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, you can. I mean, Grift is difficult to focus on. They're really hazy, but you can perceive Grift. Not much detail, but you know. In fact, it might have taken you until just this point to realize Grift is in the room.
Okay.
Because maybe it looked like a shadow.
I have yet another stupid idea. These have not
Okay.
been going well for me today, so this could be a little suicidal. Feel free
see what
to
happens.
contradict me.
All right.
So Grift was waiting for their moment to try and get close to the hand, and that moment will probably be when the guards converge on Weaver.
Fair enough. That's going to be a thing that'll attract attention. Yeah.
Yeah, and already Grift is invisible. Nobody can see them. So I think Weaver, having spotted Grift, can position herself to be like the greatest distraction kerfluffle as
Okay.
The guards converge. So she's focused on trying to like not get caught, but by being very loud and distracting.
Okay.
In that process to try and give Grift the opportunity.
That makes sense. Do we want to call that an assist? Do we want to call that your second assist without stress?
Oh, yeah. If Grift wants the extra die for the
Why don't we do
roll.
it? If you two are cool with that, that sounds like what's happening here. So extra die for the assist on that, Grift. And we'll come back and see what happens to Weaver. And also, the excellent thing about doing assists is assists automatically work. Like unless it's something really outlandish, you don't have to roll for an assist. It is the thing. So yeah, you have Well,
So
first
the
off,
assist works.
yeah, the assist works. So first off, tell us what the distraction looks like. What are you doing exactly?
I'm going to use my load. I can have on me a lantern.
Uh-huh.
So what I'm gonna do is kind of skedaddle over to my position where I can I'm trying to use the lantern not quite like a flashbang, but just like a very distracting. All of a sudden there is a very bright light.
Okay.
It's like everybody look over here. Uh and hopefully that puts Grift in enough shadow
Yeah.
that
Oh, even better. Okay, yeah, that'll work. All right. So
Yeah.
Grift, what exactly are you doing?
I'm going to just walk up to the relic, and I'm going to pull out from within my cloak the duplicate relic, the hand.
Yep.
That I definitely have.
You definitely have.
That Thistle was so kindly able to provide for us.
Absolutely.
He
We
knows
all
where to get a
we all
hand.
remember that happening. Yes.
So I guess I'll do a flashback to have that, or
Yeah, that'll be one stress.
Okay.
This is the sort of thing you would have come up with. That's not a big deal. Yeah.
yeah. And I will I will try to just very quickly, as everyone
Yeah.
looks towards the bright flash of light in the corner, try and just switch them out. Hopefully unnoticed. Hopefully no one looking into the ghost field to see me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm feeling like this is because you're invisible. It's risky standard. I mean, yeah. If you were just walking up, that'd be desperate. But yeah, you're not.
Do I have less effect because I have a level of harm?
Not in this particular case. The harm is not keeping you from operating in this. Yeah.
All right, and then bonus die from the from Weaver.
Yeah.
Any Devil's Bargains?
Ooh. Any suggestions on that? Let me think about this. Do we have an idea?
I mean,
Only
there's something about me being in the ghost field.
I have a terrible idea, but I don't want to.
I mean, throw it out there. We'll see if you know.
The terrible idea is that you're now the hand wants to hold hands with you.
Oh no! Oh no!
Because it senses you got something.
Huh.
What you have is a knife, but
yeah.
Something along those lines, maybe. I'm trying to think.
The idea is the hand does something, but I don't know if that. Yeah, it's a little vague.
No, I definitely like the ghost field idea. I'm trying to come up. It's got to be something that because you're operating in the ghost field.
Maybe there's just like no matter what, there is someone here who's looking in the ghost field who can see me. Or maybe I would attract the attention of a ghost. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. It's one of those, and I promise it'll come up. Yeah,
okay.
That's
Great.
definitely it. Yeah,
I'll take that Devil's Bargain.
Okay, so another die for that one.
And I needed that last die.
Oh my gosh, you really did. All right. Okay, so good news. You pull it off completely, meaning more to the point, you replaced it with the fake hand. Because taking it while invisible was not a big deal. But the other advantage that you have right now is that pulling this hand into the ghost field with you is extremely easy. Because it's already operating on both planes. So the trick was concealing the real hand and getting the fake one up while no one was looking, and you managed that. Yeah. So okay. So actually, Weaver. Good news is you definitely helped Grift. Bad news is you've got guards grabbing your arms. And they are dragging you back to the back room where Thistle is. Yeah, what's going on in your room, Thistle?
So this guy is acting like a wizard, like a.
He is, yeah.
I would like to. He's chanting words. I would like to pull a rage essence vial off of my belt and try to stuff it in his mouth.
Because barbarians can't cast spells when they're raging. Okay, I got it. All right. Yeah, you got the vial. Make the roll.
All right, where are we at? Desperate?
No, seriously, this is still risky. We're good.
Okay, risky.
Yeah, believe it or not, we're risky. Yeah, that was a 6. All right. Wow. Okay, so here's what happens. You stuff the rage essence in his mouth and it breaks. And he staggers backwards. And his eyes go from red to orange to yellow to white. And you can see your breath. And in fact, Weaver, you can too. So can Grift. And it's Greg, it's getting colder out here.
Oh shit.
Oh boy.
And he is no longer okay. There were times when he was speaking a language you understood. There were times when he was speaking a language you didn't understand. Now, whatever he's speaking is beyond language. He's just shouting gibberish and seems to be getting larger. And your joints are starting to ache. It's so cold in here.
Oh. Shit.
Weaver, by the time you're pulled in the room, this guy no longer looks human. He looks about 8 feet tall and made of black ice.
I think Weaver kind of looks at Thistle and just like, what the hell is that?
A mistake.
I need to make a roll for the guards and see how they reacted. You may no longer have guards holding your arms. Let me check real quick. Let's make a roll. Here we go. And all right, what do we got here? One guard just flees. The other one actually manages that does the NPC equivalent of a resist roll. So yeah, so now one of your arms is free, Weaver.
Nice. Weaver is going to. Does it look like the other guard is like shell shocked or frightened or?
He's definitely frightened, but he's frightened in the way of the guy that gave me the order to do this is now 8 feet tall and made of ice, and now I'm really worried what he's going to do if I fuck this up. So he's holding you extra tight.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. I wasn't.
If you're not ready for combat, Grift probably followed you in there.
That's,
Getting out the other way is kind of still not happening. So yeah.
but they're I know we said some time ago that Greg was ideally positioned to let us leave.
Yes.
So, can we like build on that and be like, there is a convenient exit that is
Oh, yeah.
not blocked by 1,000 people, and I think, um,
I mean, that's just a flashback. That is a flashback for having planned that route. So you can do that.
okay, uh,
It'd be one
oh,
stress, but it's a, you know, it's
that's my
doable.
last stress. Um, I think, yeah. So, well, if I can do, this might count as two things. I want to see if I can, uh, wrench myself away from this guard.
Okay.
So that the guard lets go of me, and I am heading towards the exit
Okay.
that we had planned out before.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you could try that. You can make a roll and see what you can do.
Okay. Oh boy. Can I use finesse to escape a guard?
Actually, you can. Yeah,
Okay.
you can use finesse to basically slip out of his grasp. That works.
Okay. Yeah, because if he's just holding me, I'm gonna try
Yeah.
that. Okay. Um, are we desperate now, or is this risky?
This one will be desperate. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy. Um, I do not have the stress for push yourself. Is there a
Right.
devil's bargain available?
Oh man. Hmm. The Yeah. What would it be though? Oh, I mean the easy one is just like no matter what happens, you take one harm because he's holding you really tight, and even if you slip out, you know
Yeah.
he's managed to damage you.
Okay, yeah. I can do that.
Okay.
All right.
And obviously, if you fail at this, he's just still got you. There's your main consequence. So that's fine. All right.
So desperate and standard, and then I get the bonus die from the devil's bargain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 6. That's all you needed. Okay. So go ahead and mark one harm just for pulling free. But you've done that and you are free and you are moving in the direction of the planned exit. Let's get to Thistle real quick and then we need to check in on Grift. But I feel like this feels like a Thistle moment right now. So what's going on over here?
8 foot tall, raging barber wizard.
Yeah. It's like the Hulk if you were made out of ice. Yeah. On the plus side, he's clearly irrational. That's also not necessary on the plus side and the minus side. These are both, yeah.
And he looks like he's made of ice.
Yep.
Okay. But it's super cold in here, and my friends are all here. Well, at least friends I can see.
Actually, you've just like okay. If you in your case, you'd have to look into the ghost field to know that Grift is here. But if you happen to do that, you catch a hazy Grift. If not, then you don't. It's up to you. If that's something you think Thistle would do.
See here. I think Thistle would use discretion only because Weaver's here.
Okay.
So he turns around to Weaver and says, "I'll get you out of here."
Time to leave.
Okay. I will take some trauma. I will pick Weaver up, and I will superhumanly skedaddle the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Aww.
Actually, let me look at this real quick.
Is it possible to assist?
Yeah, you'll have to spend stress to do it though, because you used your 2 free ones already.
Oh, I've got 1 stress. I've got the. You know what? Let's do it. I have the one stress to spend.
Gotcha. Yeah, if you want to, you can spend it and give him the assist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Weaver's involved in this, you're gonna pick her up bodily and move her. So.
All right.
It's a very like even in the haste, a very gentle like scoop.
Nice.
Let's go.
Oh.
Okay, so you get the bonus die for the assist, and then whatever else it is that you're rolling.
And turning around, I probably see I probably see Griff like, come on.
And if this knocks you into trauma, this is the last thing you get to do in this job. So
that's fine. The last thing I get to do is trying to get people out of here. That is fine.
Let me get over here. All right. Wait, did that work? All right. Have you done the roll, or am I missing it? Wait, there it is.
I need to do the roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So push myself, superhuman stuff. Gonna see here.
And because you're on the superhuman thing, it'll be risky instead of desperate.
Okay. That's standard.
And also because you're going into trauma, there's really kind of this is the last, you're going out in a blaze of glory. All right. Yeah.
Love it.
All right. So you're out. It's going to be one more harm. So in this case, it's you've got a 2 harm and a 1 harm. It's not 3 harm, if you see what I mean.
Right.
Right. Okay. And that 1 harm comes from the okay. That 1 harm comes from the preceptor taking a swing at you. And because you were already doing the superhuman thing, it will reduce the harm. It would have been 2, but you were moving faster than he thought, and he just basically clipped your shoulder. And which arm you were not holding Weaver with just goes numb. And then we'll talk about trauma rules in a minute. But the 2 of you are out and heading towards heading towards where you believe Greg to be, and we'll check on that in just a minute. But since Grift is still in the room, we really need to find out what's going on here. So, hey, Grift, what?
Yeah, I mean, they just ran out the door. Is the I assume that the prefector or whatever is running after them?
Actually, he is, because of the rage essence, he's just lashing out at whoever's nearest. So he just took out one of the guards.
Okay. But is he blocking the door?
Let me think about that. Not right now. Actually, no, he is, because he ran after Thistle in order to punch Thistle. Once Thistle was out of his sight, he basically just turned towards the nearest thing to him, which was the guard that was by the door.
Okay.
So he's slammed that guard into the wall, but unfortunately for you, he is between you and the door.
Okay. I feel like I can start to feel my invisibility fading probably at this point.
You could feel yourself being pulled into the physical realm, definitely.
If it even matters, like he's got those fucking red eyes, he's probably looking straight into the ghost field.
Yeah.
So I think I reach into my breast pocket and I just I hold the knife in front of me. And I
Oh.
say, you better be fucking good for something. And I flip open the
Yes.
blade, and reel back and try and make a perfect throw
Okay.
directly at him.
All right. Make your roll.
So this is probably prowl.
Yeah. Prowl works for that. We're still at risky because the circumstances are.
Yeah, he's focused on someone else right now.
Exactly,
I got
yeah,
a little
yeah.
distance.
You do.
Standard?
Yeah, it's standard.
All right. I will push myself, I
Okay.
think. And actually, I think what I'd like to do is push myself for greater effect.
Okay.
Because I want this to be like a kill shot if I
Okay.
can hit him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And can I also take a devil's bargain?
Yeah, let's see. Okay. Yes, I will give you a devil's bargain, and it's almost literally a devil's bargain. It's more of a demon's bargain. Because attacking the preceptor is going to attract the attention of other creatures like him.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take
Yeah.
that. All right. I throw my attuned switchblade.
Oh, give yourself an extra die. Give yourself a die for. Oh well, never mind.
Sorry,
Go
I
ahead.
already rolled.
Well, roll one more because you need one for the knife. You do get an extra die for the knife.
Oh. 2, doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Okay. Well, the good news is, you achieved great effect because that's what you were going for. It lodges in his eye.
Yeah. As I throw it, I whisper to it. I have the shouted queen, eh? And I aim directly for his eye.
Yeah, it lodges in his eye, and at first he stands completely still, and then ice crystals begin to form around the knife, and then he begins to shudder, and little by little, bits of ice begin to fly off of him faster and faster and faster. And one of them clips your arm, so give yourself another single harm, one harm.
Okay.
But you can tell he's about to literally blow.
Oh, cool. I mean, I rush towards him. I have to get the knife back.
Right. Yeah, you do. And he is in no position to stop you, and neither are the other 2 or 3 barely conscious people in this room. So you have the knife, and you are sprinting towards the door. I don't know, maybe 20 yards behind Thistle, who is carrying Weaver. So Thistle's traumatized out, but that doesn't mean Thistle can't run to the carriage. It just means that's the only thing you can do.
Mhm.
So we really need to check on Carriage Guy now. Say, Greg,
Yeah.
you managed to slow down the cart, but what's your plan now?
Well, basically, do I see them? Do I see them bolting out of the?
You see Thistle carrying Weaver.
Okay, so but I know that Grift is supposed to get the thing. I would assume.
Yeah, you don't see Grift yet. Although Grift is visible now, so once Grift leaves, you will see Grift.
Okay, so I have to actually be in position. So here's the thought. This is going to be a rolling pickup.
Okay.
a slow rolling pickup
I like that.
that it's going to be this will be probably end up being a tiny bit harder on Grift, but that's okay. Grift is nimble. As the idea is that, okay, I'm going to be here for the first people to come out, and I'm going to be here getting ready to come out and turn
Okay.
when the last person comes out. Be able to get, so that's the idea, is that to be able to hover there long enough to moving slow, starting to move a little slowly, but slowly going to start picking up speed a little bit as they're coming out, so that I'm there long enough to get everybody, but
Right.
once the last person jumps in, it's like, go.
Okay. Yeah, make the roll for that for sure.
Okay.
And then if we need to add anything or do anything else for it, we can figure it out.
Okay. This is probably going to be, I assume, finesse, because that's handling a vehicle.
That does make sense. Yeah.
And I'm just basically, let's see.
And you haven't used much stress yet, so if you want to push yourself
I
or do
have
anything
not.
like that, yeah.
So yeah, pushing myself is about to happen a lot.
Okay.
I'm going to push
So it's gonna be-
myself.
All right, 2. All right, and then
And I'm just I'm just sort of whispering to just slowly whisper down to the goats, Drusilla, Colin, hooves up. And we are and I just basically sort of humming. I do the humming rhythm with the
Nice.
with the
Okay.
reins, where it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
okay,
Yeah, you're not a problem.
To start them into that little they get them into a it's not even a trot yet. I think it's, what is it, walk, trot, canter. I think that's
Yep.
walk, trot,
Oh,
canter, gallop.
okay.
I don't know what it is for goats, but
FYI,
yes.
thanks to one of your special abilities, if you want to use that, if you want to use Born in the Saddle, you can push yourself
Oh.
by marking off your special armor instead of the stress.
I was wondering if that would apply to this one.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
this is
it's for pushing yourself while driving. You
or
are
for
driving.
driving. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm
this
gonna
is exactly what this is for.
pushing myself is about to happen a lot, I think.
Yeah,
Yes.
so mark off your
I'll use
special
my
armor
special
instead
armor,
if you want to. I'm just
Yeah.
either way. I have a
Oh,
feeling
cool.
you're going to do the special armor push at some point, but if you wanted to start with it, feel free.
Yeah.
So,
Well, yeah.
okay.
Sure.
All
Take
right.
care of it.
All right, hit it. Anything else? Did you want to? I don't know.
So let's
What
see.
do we want?
No, I mean, that's all I think I've got. I've got
Yeah.
because I've got pushing myself, and I don't have any special items that I think would apply here.
Not that
or
would
give
help
me
you
any
here,
extra
right? Okay.
thingies, no. So,
All right, hit it then.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Oh,
Famous last
fine.
words. Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen?
Well, I think we'll find out. So what's my position?
We're at risky standard for this.
Righto. Risky standard, and I get 1 bonus die. Here we go. There's a
That'll
6.
do. Okay, so that means that the 3 of you, actually, okay, first off, Thistle and Weaver, you are now on the carriage. Grift, do you want to do anything between now and getting on the carriage, or do you want to be on the carriage? It's your call.
Yeah. So I had a thought, and it's a bad one.
Mm.
This
I
seems to
had
be
a couple
this seems to
of
be the
bad
theme
thoughts,
of the
actually.
session. Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening. Yes.
I have 2 bad thoughts.
Oh,
I'm just gonna say them both.
Okay.
I probably can't do both of them.
Okay. Let's hear it.
One is I would maybe like to try and save one of these empty vessels.
Okay. That's not out of the question. You've got one close by.
The other would be trying to steal anything valuable off of this archbishop. In case he's got, I mean, he might have like a big gold cross on him or something.
Trying to think if he's got anything. In this form, unfortunately, he doesn't really have anything stealable. Like, he turned into a big ice guy, and he kind of like his clothes kind of went away. So I'm
All right.
trying to. It doesn't mean you can't steal something from someone else. There are plenty of opportunities to steal things between here and there, but
I think I do a quick look around the room for anything like immediately valuable to steal, but not seeing anything that obvious, I do just try and grab a person.
you've got one nearby that had not been chained to the wall yet that you can do that.
I'm not that strong. I think I grab someone who looks light,
You can do that.
like a very like a little old lady or something.
By this point, she's beginning to wake up, and you're still mostly dragging her, but she can help a little.
Okay.
So yeah, you can do that. No need to roll for that. You can do that one. That's easy enough.
Okay.
So now you and your the person you've rescued are on the cart.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the cart is well, first off, let me get to the cart driver. What is your plan now?
Okay, so the plan is to peel out.
Yeah.
And we're already pointed in the direction that's opposite the crowd. So peel out, go down the street, take a sudden right down an alley to attempt to foil pursuit.
Okay, that's fine. Let's see if that works. And if it doesn't, then you may have another series of rolls to make.
And I have stunt driver, so I can do I can basically do the turning at top speed thing.
True. Okay, so basically what that is, you're right. That is essentially that's the driver version of the thing Thistle has. Okay, so yeah.
We're about to make this carriage do ridiculous crap.
You can do that. And okay, here's the thing. That's fine because basically if you use stunt driver, you're pushing yourself, which means you can add a die for pushing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then whatever the rest of your roll is. So yeah, that'll work.
Alrighty. So yep. So pushing myself.
We'll see how well it avoids foils pursuit. All right. Let's see. Make it over here. It does. Wow. Never mind. Okay. So it's a close thing because you are in fact being
Well, I haven't rolled this. I haven't rolled it yet.
Wait.
That's my previous roll to start the rolling.
Oh no! You're right. I'm sorry. I just saw Greg finesse. Hit it again. Sorry.
Not to.
No. You're right. I missed it. I heard I got a notification from another app and I thought it was this one. Sorry.
All right. So I'm gonna once again. It's the same roll, but here we go.
It is exactly the same roll. Yeah.
So just basically coming out. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And we're risky standard on this one.
Risky standard. Okay.
Risky standard.
All righty.
Our old friend, risky standard.
Yeah.
It was almost exactly the same result. Okay, so so the good news is my description from earlier still stands. Okay, so it was a close thing. You are being pursued because what was going on was pretty obvious to like the couple of guards that were outside. They started to run after you. You were obviously much faster than they could pursue on foot. However, you remember the cart that couldn't get in. Those guys managed to turn around and come after you. The good news for you is your city knowledge plus your excellent driving has managed to take so many weird turns that, frankly, your vehicle should not be able to do.
I've established a bunch of these tricks where it's like I've got this little whip that I will I will out. I do not touch the. I make this clear. I do not touch the goats with it. But it's just to make the sound, the cracking sound off to the left at exactly the right time, so that they immediately will turn right. I have this point where I pull the pin up just a little bit from for the vehicle, so that it will be able to make this weird sort of turn with them, where it's like basically. So
Yeah,
it'll
you're doing the
adjust
bootlegger
the-
turn. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I can do a bootlegger turn where it's like,
Yeah.
actually, it would be sort of shoving the pin down for a second when it's so it's
I
like
guess
the
so,
cartridge
yeah,
goes,
Yeah.
and just moves around.
So for
It's
those
like,
of you in
briefly
the
hit
cart,
the
it's
ground
an
and just-
incredibly rough ride.
here we go.
Yeah. But
Time to
but-
leg it.
yeah, it is. It is. It is extraordinarily uncomfortable, and you're just thrown around. But after several minutes, once Greg slows down, you are actually by that time you're probably out of Dunslough. And I don't remember. There's a bridge from Dunslough to another district, and I've forgotten what it is. But you're in that district now. I'll have to look at the map.
Coleridge.
Yeah, you're in Coleridge now.
Yeah.
You're in Coleridge, and probably
Either that or Char Hollow, depends on which side we are. But I think
I feel like it's Coleridge. Let's do Coleridge.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So you're in Coleridge, and you are in you're in a relatively secluded spot, from which you can make your way back to wherever it is you want to make it back to. And that's it for the score. We'll the aftermath later, because I know we're past the time we normally go. So, so if you're good with that, we
Say
can.
we make it to our normal lair.
You can make it to wherever you want to make it to. And the assumption from here is we can, during the downtime, if you want to play the meeting with the ghosts that hired you, we can do that. But the understanding is you're going to get the hand to them. That's not a big deal. And we can figure out how much we want to play and how much we don't between now and then. But that's it. That's the score. We can regroup and do XP and downtime later.
Yep.
We lived.
We lived, you know,
Nailed
and
it.
this was just kind of the
That
most beat up.
that
he's
was a
probably
lot
been
of
in
stress
years.
too.
Perfectly fine.
Yes,
Yeah, this was probably
Quiet.
the most beat up he's been in years.
he totally is. Yeah, and we'll look over the trauma rules. You can figure out which one you want to take. On the plus side, it'll clear your stress.
Yeah.
So you just trade it for a trauma.
Oh,
Yeah,
no trauma.
Thistle just looks around the card, just like, I didn't want to lose my family.
Oh,
Oh.
I like it.
Weaver's just like sitting next to him, like shoulder to shoulder. You can tell the stress has got to her because her hair is just like frazzled.
Yeah, she never has flyaways, but right now it's just
Yeah, now it's just hair everywhere. Oh, yeah, she's just sitting with Thistle, just like glad that we're alive.
We gotta go to the salon.
Taking candy from a baby. What happened to you two? I'm also rough.
yeah.
Oh, nothing. Just a nice devil.
Just what ice devil, schmice devil, right?
Also, there's a random lady here with us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Am I mistaken?
by the way.
Am I mistaken, or do we have an extra fare down there?
It's Griff's date.
Oh,
Oh.
you didn't tell me we could bring a plus one. I would have brought the wife.
You're married.
I don't know if your wife likes church. I can't recommend it.
Now, she likes to see if she can make sales.
Yes, and we banter all the way back home.
Yeah.
Absolutely lovely.
Awesome. Well, are we good? Is that our?
I think that's it.
everything?
We'll
All right.
we'll like I said, we'll get the aftermath after this one, and then we'll have the final score of the session after that. I feel like.
Nice. Awesome. That was good.
Yeah, we're in the assassinating business now.
Yeah,
Apparently.
that was
Oh
nuts.
my god.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the heat from this one's going to be interesting to calculate.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm glad I have a few days. So we'll
Wow.
work on that
Just
one.
assassination of a votary of the church. That's all.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's not like it was the Pope. It was just a cardinal.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
just a sub pope. It was,
Yeah, just a sub pope. We just killed Cardinal Frollo. That's all.
Oh boy, oh boy. Now he has to burn down all of Paris.
Oh man, I hate it when that happens.
The popelet, the appetizer before the Pope.
That's it.
Popelet.
Oh my God. All right. Well, I'm just looking. I realized so our reputation is honorable. I'm trying to figure out if this is going to affect that at all.
It depends on who you ask.
Fair.
Living in the church is the most honorable thing you can do.
I mean, we got a victim out of there.
Yeah, I rescued a lady. I've got it all
that's
planned
good.
out.
You did that, and also you did what the ghosts asked you to do. So
Yeah.
We did
We
the
just
job.
also started assassinating people.
There was
Only
stabbing.
bad people.
it was clearly self-defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in my way.
I mean, we weren't well disposed to the church, but I feel like turning into an ice devil and taking indiscriminate swings at whomever is in front of you, yeah, that's self-defense.
Yeah. I think it counts. Well, thank you all so much. This is great. We're going to go ahead and go around and do our outros. Feel free to tell folks wherever they can find you, plug whatever you like, and give us any final thoughts you had about this session or favorite bits or what have you. And we start, once again, with our GM, Brian.
Hello, I'm Brian. I'm Vaclam on all the things, mostly Blue Sky these days. My favorite part of this session was all of it. I have no notes. We're good. That was a lot of fun.
The all part was pretty good.
Yeah.
And well, that's that. Now we're going to go ahead and head over to Hollow.
Hey, I'm Hollow. You can find me on Blue Sky at Hollow Invective. You can also find me here on Channel Other Doc on Sundays, playing Alas for the Angry Void, a reskin of Alas for the Awful Sea. We are currently... it's not good. I'll just put it like that. It's not good.
That's great.
I had to leave early, and I still don't think it got any better. I'm sure it got worse. So, yeah.
Yikes.
Just a few more cultists. That's all. Nothing to worry about.
Cultist.
Yeah.
That'll be great. And we'll head on over to Noctua.
Hi, y'all. So, I exist as Noctua Magna over on Blue Sky. Come say hi if you wish. Otherwise, we are getting to our finale of Hearts of Camelot. That's coming up this weekend. VODs of that are going to go up on YouTube very shortly.
Good.
And oh boy, it's been such a ride, y'all. So that's over at Madeline Colley's channel.
Nice.
That's me.
Excellent. And finally over to Speedy.
Hello, I have been Speedy and Grift. You can find me on the socials media as Not So Speedruns, where I don't do other gaming stuff, but you can hear me talk about socialism sometimes.
Nice. And that leaves me. And this was so. I had so much fun with this episode. This was so good. I just loved the different. If I had to highlight a moment, I would. I just the suddenly turning the preceptor into a holy club. I think that was, glorious for me. And
I think that's what we call an improvised weapon.
Yes. And just the whole willingness of everyone to just dive in and make and possibly make things worse. It was glorious. But who am I? I'm Jim Ryan. You can find me at OtherDoc on Twitch, YouTube, and most social media platforms. Wherever I'm not OtherDoc, I'm Jim Yes That Jim. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. Down below here on Twitch, you can access my website, social media links, YouTube channel, and various other things. As mentioned on Sunday, we have Sunday afternoon. We have the continuation of Alas for the Angry Void. They're on a planet. They're trying to get off of the planet. They're having trouble getting off of the planet as things are heating up. There's been an assassination. There's been people shooting at each other. They're occultists. It's wonderful. So we'll see what comes of that. And the pilot is about to do something incredibly strange and dangerous, and I'm all for it. So I think that's going to be cool. Then on Tuesday, we have the second of the 2 one-shots that I'm doing this month of It Came from the Late, Late, Late Show. This is a game from the late 80s where the players are actors in a terrible B-movie that is later being watched on television. And so there are a lot of meta mechanics in it where they can do things like call in their stunt double and such. And cause the film to break and all manner of other things that can happen. The movie this Tuesday will be Night of the Colossal Desert Creatures. I have yet to fully just sort of sort the things out about it in my mind, but I know that there will probably be nighttime and colossal desert creatures. I am expecting those will be things that happen. But I'm very much looking forward to that. And then, of course, on Thursday, 1 week from today, that afternoon, with any luck, if Lucia is available, we're going to be doing our more abject adventure gamery with the old text adventure Deadline that we'll be playing. And then that evening, more of this, as we see the aftermath of this job, which was an absolute delight. I cannot wait. But in the meantime, we're probably going to go say hi to somebody when we hit the end card. Feel free to hang on if you're so inclined and say hi to them with us. In the meantime, folks, thank you all for watching. Take care, and we will catch you next time. Farewell.